So, uh, in response to Anna Anna's tweet, the only plan I'm trusting is God's, which I totally agree with. And based on something which I've recently watched on YouTube, and uh, I will link to it in the description of this video. I've replied trying to share some essence of what I've learned, and hoping to teach others as well, and possibly all of us get to the bottom of it and to the truth. So I've tweeted, our imagination is the greatest gift and the greatest power God gave to us. This makes us creators, meaning gods. Only God can create, which means we are gods. Once we were one with Him as a collective, now just a few of us are. And by few of us, I meant not as much as I would like us to be. I'm hoping it's more than I think it is. No one knows how many of us is. There is no statistics. But I wanted to notice that I'm sad that there's not as many of us as I would like to be. That's what I meant. So the day all of us choose to become one with Him is near. I meant, I guess I have the feeling, with what I'm seeing, that more and more of us is going through some personal changes and growing as persons and being closer and closer to God every day. And I believe soon enough the day is gonna come when all of us become one again in His name. This is what I meant. And I'll explain even furthermore, but I want to just explore some responses I've got afterwards. So Casper asked, he asked, is there scripture to back this up? I thought that's an interesting question. And I was kind of hoping that someone, asks me questions about it to be able to talk about it more and see if we can all understand it better and learn something from it. So thank you, Casper, for your question. My reply was, this video might answer your question, because that's the video which I've watched. And after I've watched it, the things it unlocked in me led to that response to Anna's tweet. So that's how all connected together. So that's why I'm linking to that video. So I said this video might answer the question more thoroughly than myself. I'm linking the link. Then Casper said, I'm guessing he has watched it. He said, one sec. So yeah, he said, no, first Gio said, 2 hours ago, he replied, false teaching, repent and ask God for forgiveness. Then, 1 hour ago, Geo7618, the same Twitter account, posted, sadly, there are a lot of false teaching, like the one that person shared, and so many others going on in the world. Modernist churches are a false gospel church and an end time church to lead people astray before the rapture. I'll pray for this person. I don't know if he means me or the guy who talks in the video I shared. Then Casper says 5 minutes. I'm guessing he's referring to 5 minutes into the video I shared. And quote, if you know Jesus, you must be God. As he quotes half the scripture. And he goes on saying, all things are delivered unto me of my Father. And no man knew the Son but the Father. Neither knew any man the Father, save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. Matthew 11:27. And then he gives a link from Matthew.Bible of that Matthew 11:27, and he says, this might help as well. I'm guessing he means this might help as well. And he says, quote, all things have been committed to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and those to whom the Son chooses to reveal him, except the Son, but not only the Son, and those to whom the Son chooses to reveal him. Yes, I agree. And to explain furthermore what I meant, I'm going to show some quotes as well. So, in the Bible, our quote, it says, Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And here he goes. I was not looking for that. So, I don't know why Google keeps doing that, by the way. So here it says, study Bible, and it says the way, the truth, and the life, and then it goes, quote, word, unquote, said Thomas, quote, we do not know where you are going, so how can we know the way, unquote. Jesus answered, quote, I am the way, and the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you had known me, you would know my Father as well. From now on, you do know him and have seen him." End of quote. So, what I wanted to say from the very beginning was that we are gods, as stated in the video, and I support that view, and I'll explain why. If we have to explain why we are gods, we have to go back and understand what God is. So basically, like it is said, He is the way, the Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. But at the same time, Jesus says, quote, "If you had known me, you would know my Father as well. From now on, you do know him and have seen him." So if we have to understand this, we would have to concentrate on the words, "If you had known me, you would know my Father as well." So what he means, that he and his Father is the same, so same in fact, that you don't have to know the Father to know the Son, or vice versa. So they're exactly the same. If you know the one, you know the two. If you know the Son, you know the Father. If you know the Father, you know the Son. They're exactly the same. From now on, he goes on, you do know him and have seen him, because you know me and have seen me. Correct? So, if we see Jesus, and by see, I'm guessing we're not talking about just seeing him, just because we're living in the physical realm, and some of us need to see him to believe, for example. It doesn't mean that if you haven't seen Jesus, you haven't seen God. We are talking, like almost everything in life, and especially in the Bible, that basically to know him, I mean the Father, you have to know the Son. But as they are exactly the same, it's enough to know one or the other one. You don't need to know them both. When you know the one, you know them both. Number one. And number two, Jesus says, quote, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." So if he is the way, meaning the way we should do things, the way we should think, if he is the way, that means, and if the Father is the same as him, so if you follow the very simple concept here, to get to know them and to be like them, and there is no reason to believe and to think that you cannot be like them, you need to follow simply their example. That's all it takes. It's extremely hard, but not impossible. So at the moment, we think and act like Jesus and the Father, at the very same moment, we become one with the Jesus and the Father. So meaning, we are gods and we are not. We are gods when we act like gods and we think like gods, and we are not when we act like humans and when we think like humans. There is a very fine line there, because you can be in human physical form, but you can act like a god. It's so beautiful and it's so deep, but that's the truth as I see it. Everyone is free to express their way of thinking and seeing things. That's my truth. That's why I shared the reply, which again was to Anna tweet. The only plan I'm trusting is God's. Of course, me too. And of course, me too. And my reply was, our imagination is the greatest gift and the greatest power. And what is our imagination? Our imagination is our thinking process, our way that we can create in our mind even before we have created in the real world. And if you think about it, it becomes very strange to analyze which is the real world and which is the other world, because God is supposed to not be living in the real world. So, what is the real world? Imagination. The imagination and the beliefs is much more powerful because it's instant. You can instantly build in your mind, but it takes time to build into the physical world. Not for God, but don't forget that you are almost exactly the same like God. And if you follow my thought, and if you start thinking about the way we build now, today, and the speed with which we can build, not just quality, but quantity, the speed of which we can do that. Take, for example, a Tesla factory, for example. The company created by Elon Musk. He created, by the way, loads of factories. And in these factories, I'm asking you, if you haven't, to try to research and see the way the factories are built. More specifically, the way the cars are being built inside the factories, and see the numbers of how many cars are going to be built per day and per hour, especially in the newest factory when it's ready. So just think about it. It's not important, the building process itself. In time, we're going to be better and better at automating the building process, and it's going to be less and less human intervention in the building process. We have 3D printers and everything. So if there is no humans, even at some point, let's say that you build automated process for creating cars, for example, and if you can make robots which repair itself and repair the other robots which are building the cars and things like that, that process, and robots which can extract the resources, like, the iron, for example, or the plastics, whatever the car is made from. At some point, and we're not that far away, by the way, if you think about it, and if you follow the trends and the speed which we technologically grow as humankind, as a society. So if you think about all these things, at some point we're going to be even creating instantly, almost. At some point maybe it's going to be instantly even, and at some point probably we're going to be able to create even planets and things like that. Just it depends on how far technologically we have advanced, but everything begins at our mind through our imagination. So in that video which I shared, what the guy says and what I believe and what I'm trying to say is, what it really matters is not the body and nothing else but the imagination. Because imagination includes the logics, the power of the brain, and everything else included. Imagination, just saying imagination, it means everything. Everything is imagination. And it says everything that has ever been built was once imagination. And everything that will ever be built in the future will be imagination. Meaning everything new. To build something new, you have to first create it, and to create it, you first create it in your head, in your mind. That's the greatest power, the greatest gift that God gave to man. And thanks to imagination, we were able to build everything which we have built so far. And we are going to be building more and more in the future. And the power grows from now on exponentially. So here comes the important part, which is to become more gods, not just by creating, but we have to utilize the things that we create in a way to help us stay humans in a way, but more like gods. Not just with the power we have creating, but in the way we use that power. Because you can create a smartphone and you can watch porn on it, but you can also discuss important topics and problems and help each other and send love and support and even money. So it's up to us, guys. We are gods. I truly believe that. We are. Especially when we decide to be. And you can put it simply in that way. If and when we want, and if and when we decide to be gods, we can become gods. And that can be true almost instantly. The fastest rate we can achieve in our minds, imagining ourselves like gods in a good way, and the fastest rate we can achieve solving problems, because to imagine something, to build something, you're constantly solving problems. Because when you create something in your mind, it may run with problems. You may face some problems. Why it might not be working properly. So you need to recreate it in your mind. And if you follow Tesla, not the Tesla, the Elon Musk factory Tesla, but the real Tesla guys, the Serbian guy Tesla, if you learn about him, and if that's truth, he has been creating stuff in his mind, testing him in his mind, and fixing the errors in his mind before he even started the production, the creation of his creations. So I'm gonna end the recording here, but that's my reply. And I mean nothing but love to all the responses to my little tweet. And I've been following Anna for a while, and I want to say that I have huge respect for her, and it's very rare to see humans like her. She seems very wise for his age, and that's really impressive to me. And I'm hoping that, and it's not just her lately, which I have came up to. There is so many guys and girls out there which seem to be very, very wise, and I applaud them. And really, all my respect to all the guys like her. And I hope for the best, and I really hope that God's plan is going to be revealed very, very soon, like the culmination of that plan, and all of it is in our hands, guys. You need to understand this. All of it is in our hands. He's basically trying to wake us up, to bring us back home to him, and to unite us. And maybe that's the main reason for the coronavirus, if you wish. It makes a lot of sense to me. That's just a real time thought. The first time I've thought about it during this recording right now at this moment, but it makes a lot of sense. All of these events might be, and to support that, I'm gonna break up my thought for a moment. To support that part here, in that video which I've linked to, and I'm gonna be linking it again in the description. I lost my train of thought. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm always recording my videos somewhere outside and in some quiet area, is because I found out that the closer you are at nature, to nature, and to a quiet place in the nature, as low traffic as possible and as low distractions as possible. And if you are at home, there's gonna be noises from the outside street. If you don't live somewhere very, quiet and private, it's gonna be someone interrupting, knocking at your door, at your room, or anything, any kind of distractions. That's the main reason why I'm trying to be, and I love it. I just love it when it's quiet and peaceful, and when I'm in the nature. But yeah, I'm gonna try to just return to my thought there. So what I meant is that it is no, I can't. I totally lost my train of thought. Probably if I listen to my words again when I listen to that recording, I'll come to it. But it was a hard day today, and I'm quite tired. Sorry about that. But I think you understood my main point anyway. I think at least I've tried my best to explain what I meant. And yeah, I really hope. Yeah, I was talking about the virus and the awakening. Yeah, now I got it kind of. Uh, so yeah, definitely, it might be that. And now I got my main train of thought. What I wanted to talk about in what was mentioned in the video. It was mentioned that basically uh, God is playing all of the parts. He is the good guy, uh, you know, trying to help everyone and things like that, and he's the bad guy, uh, going to jail and killing people and things like that. He's playing all the parts. I mean, not exactly, but by giving us the choice to be able uh to be good and bad. He's not wanting us to kill people and things. He just has to give us the choice, because we need to be free, but at the same time it has to be consequences to what we do. That's the beauty of the world, but that's the bad part as well. And that part we have to play by ourselves. I mean, we have to wake up, folks. We really have to realize that killing is not the way, and revenge is not the way, and so on and so on, and that we can live in abundance and peace and harmony and love, unconditional love. And that was his plan, but he's trying to teach us, and the coronavirus might be his plan, by the way, just to wake us up. Everything good and everything bad which happens is by his will, and if he has allowed it, then there is a greater, you know, he's basically trying to awake us, folks. With all of these things, he's trying to awake us. We have to awake and realize that collectively helping each other, we can prevent every global event. We can instantly stop it. Like Trump literally stops riots like that, for example. But we have to choose the right people in power, and we don't even need people in power. We need to be so united. If we become so united in his name that we are on the same frequency, and which should be love, we are not never ever going to experience any problems. Or if we do, and when we do, we're going to collectively together fix them in a blink of an eye. And I've been imagining that kind of a world since I was probably 15. From school, the only good thing probably which I've learned in school, they gave us some small books, and it was teachings about Christianity, and I don't know if it's the purest form and everything, but it had the 10 laws of God, and I think so, and some basic stuff which shaped my life since then, and gave me so much strength, and have separated me from all of the noise and all of the bad. And I've been bad too. I haven't been perfect, but I've tried my best. I'm gonna keep trying till I die. And yeah,